Most of us have heard of the term human trafficking, but what is it really? Human trafficking refers to any time traffickers exploit or profit off of adults or children by facing them into providing labor or certain service.
I would believe that offenders maybe, throw out a large net and they try to see who they can attract and then establish a rapport or relationship with child, adult, whoever. We're not just talking about kids. I mean, human trafficking can be with adults as well.
Despite the crime's hidden nature, the Amazing Grace Human Trafficking Ministry at Grace Point Church is actively working to provide visibility to human trafficking through awareness walks, educational offerings, and presentations. They work to support other local nonprofit organizations that work directly with survivors by donating Christmas and Easter care bags, clothing drives, and more.
They don't know it's in their backyard, right? There was a big sting in Aurora, in St. Charles, Bolingbrook. I mean, there's been a lot, and it's around here, and it's in our backyard.
If you're looking to support the cause, you can visit the Grace Point website. And for Wildcat Weekly, alongside Sarah Huck, I'm Adam Jaglin.
I would say that victim might look like they're very anxious, maybe has like poor hygiene. There might be somebody who is very close by to them. That could be the offender. Usually, the offender is very close by because they don't want the person to leave. They might look dirty. They might,
Distressed.
yeah,
Maybe if they're submitting documents for, like, for hospital, for school, or something like that, maybe there's a question of, documents pertaining to the kid, something's not adding up, birth certificates, socials, whatever, there's something odd.
a lot of times the offender too will answer for the victim a lot. The offender does all the answering for them, and the victim normally doesn't talk too much.
Kids, okay? And like what Mark was saying, typically kids are a part of families. They have, no home life is perfect, but they're a part of, they have a home life, they go to school, they have their normal routine. I think it's my belief, like migration routes, your kids are more vulnerable. Families are already in desperate situations at that point. So migration routes, I think in countries where there is, civil war or some kind of civil unrest, and kids could potentially, get separated from families, or anytime when a kid is vulnerable, you know what I mean? Like the mother, the father is not in their lives. Nobody's or guardian, nobody's looking out for them, nobody's protecting them. In those unfortunate cases, possibly urban areas, I can't, but that's to my belief, when kids are just vulnerable, period, is the offenders or the bad people, they see that and then they prey on those kids or those people in general. It doesn't have to be kids. It can be adults as well that are just hard up. They have nothing else and they're looking for some kind of protection, belonging, or whatever. So they're promised things, they're coerced, they're manipulated, they're forced into things because they don't have anything else going for them.
And so then the final one is, what are some of the less known methods of human trafficking, and what role does social media and the internet play in it? Now, I know you guys live in Naperville and all this, and it doesn't really happen in our community, but like, what are some like social media aspects of it?
I'm
Right, off belief.
I'm not of belief, not a subject expert here, but I would say that's a type of can be used as a type of recruiting. I think so. To answer your first question, to protect yourself is just, just as a general good rule of thumb, protect what you're posting, online, and don't be vulnerable.
I think too, use with social media, especially, you got to know who you're talking to on the other end. I know it's very common for kids of this generation to be talking to people who they think are one person who they've never met. We all talk about stranger danger and don't talk to strangers, but that kind of goes out the window sometimes when we're talking to people on social media. And a lot of times what happens is someone is talking to someone who they believe is so-and-so who they said. They get them to either send pictures or get them to do this or not, and then as soon as they do that, then they will exploit them and get them to do things that they don't want to do in hopes of not being embarrassed for whatever they sent and things like that.
And now with the advancement of AI, I guarantee, I wouldn't be surprised if I mean, I can almost guarantee bad people out there using AI to help, further whatever it is they're trying to accomplish as well. Whether it's what they're saying, again, like Mark said, you don't know who you're talking to, and with AI nowadays and the advancement of it, I mean, yeah, it can do good stuff, but then also people can use it to exploit others.
So the three that we've worked with, probably 4 or 5, but the 3 that are the main ones we work with are Reclaim 13 and Emmaus and Naomi House. Now, Reclaim 13, its name is listed as 13 because the average age of someone who is trafficked is 13 years of age. So reclaim meaning reclaiming the lives of those who are lost, like at a 13-year-old age, And Emmaus that's located in Chicago. It is a walk-in center for males, and there's actually 40% of all those who are trafficked are males, young men, and but there is not the support for them that there is for the women. And let me see. So there are no safe houses for men. There are safe houses across the United States for women, but there's only one safe house for men, and that is in Texas someplace. Emmaus House that we're supporting is actually they have their goal of in 5 years having a safe house in Chicago. And then the third nonprofit organization that we support is called Naomi House, and that is actually under the umbrella of Moody Bible Institute, and that's a Christian radio station and Christian church in Chicago. So